This is Fashion 100, Sewing for Fashion Design 1, and this is sample number 14, the corner seam. You have two pieces you need to cut out in your sample notebook. You need to cut one of each. You have a L-shaped piece and a square that fits in. The two pieces fit together like so and create a rectangle. We're going to begin by removing the pins of my patterns, and I am also going to cut the corner. So I'm going to be cutting from here to the end of the quarter, giving myself about 1/16 of an inch. This will allow the piece to bend around the other piece. I'm going to go ahead and remove the excess piece. I did cut two, just in case, and the other one. Now we're going to begin by putting the two together. I'm going to line up the seam line to the edge of my fabric, and I'm going to be bending to come around to fit on the other side. I'm going to use a couple of pins. It is important that you always pin horizontally to the seam, so rather than vertically. I'm going to bring it around, and I'm also going to line it up and pin it across the bottom. You're going to have a big area right here that has no second layer. This is normal and to be expected. Seam allowance for this particular pattern is 5/8 of an inch, so we're going to be lining up halfway between the 1/2 and the 3/4 on the machine. We're going to be back tacking to start. We're going to be stitching all the way to that corner without making any little pleats or puckers. Because I have pinned my pins horizontally to the seam, I can gently go over them. I am at the corner. I'm going to pivot the machine. When you pivot, you're raising the presser foot, turning the fabric, and beginning down the next line. I'm going to shift my fabric around so I don't end up with any little pleats or puckers. And stitch 5/8. Back stitch, bring the needle up, done. Remove my threads. What is important on this sample is that you have caught that corner of fabric right in this area. We're going to go ahead, press the seam allowance toward the outside area. When you're complete, you should have a nice L shape, no major puckers in this area. The seam allowance is pressed out toward the outside, and the sample is complete.